This is Delia Codes. This is my first Node project. I'm streaming the at least as much as I can of the project, with a certain amount of troubleshooting, Q&A sessions, and um, some documentation reading, that sort of thing. So let me catch you up. Last time, I think we were creating an AJAX call, and we weren't really sure where the AJAX call was coming from. That, and we had tests that were not passing. So what we're going to do is, instead of using what we were using before for passing tests, that sort of thing, we are going to see if we can create some code um, that uses fetch um, and isomorphic fetch technically, so we can promisify it. So we can use promises with it. And from there, we're hoping to I need to write some tests for it and then see what happens. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at. I'm gonna share my screen and kind of share view. Okay, so this is my current, like, way of doing this. I was kind of playing around with a regular fetch, um, and versus like isomorphic fetch. So I am just trying to kind of figure out. Yeah, I'm really at this point like trying to figure out like this works. So let me comment out this code. This currently works. It throws an error from this endpoint. I'm not sure why it necessarily throws an error, but it does. So, and this is, I'm using something called Quokka. And let me go to Quokka. Okay. Yeah, Quokka number 2 is not happy. So, because I uninstalled it. Okay, so let's go here, and let's go to output. Let's see here. It throws a new error. It doesn't think that there... And this is my Heroku endpoint. And right now, it throws this. And I don't know whether or not, like... I'm kind of like, I'm not... To be honest, I'm really not certain what it does. If that makes sense. Like, I mean, I kind of know, like, it queries, but I'm not sure if it gets or anything else. I'm wondering if... okay. So we're still getting a bad response from server. And if we console log response, we can say service unavailable, which is kind of weird, honestly. Oh. Okay. This may have to do with the fact that I pushed recently, but... okay, my code chip is still not doing its thing. Oh, okay. So apparently my Heroku thing is having issues. Okay. Okay. So I'm thinking that there's something going on with the logs. Starting process with npm start. Let's see. This is a good sign. It looks like it's building. Authentication failed. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Okay. And I think it's mlab. It's not mongolab, it's mlab. Let's see here. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if there's... It's possible I need to give it some... Aha. Okay. Yeah, I probably need to give it some config vars. Okay. All right, so that's that. So this code probably works. I just don't know how to do a post with it currently. In terms of that, if you look at hello power down cloud. Anyway, if you look at this, I think this just returns the response. One of the things I don't necessarily know if it does is whether or not it does a get or a post or what. So I need to probably do some secret work to do that. So let's look at the isomorphic fetch. Okay. Fetch for node and browserify. Okay, great. So let's look at this polyfill thing. Okay. Okay, so I can still probably do this. Um, I can probably do this dot fetch. Okay, so let's take this and see if we can build it in another Quokka thing. And I'm using Quokka just so that I know that it runs and it works. And it's a little bit different than like the testing. We definitely want to test the code, but I think that it's a matter of like building something that actually like works. If that makes any sense at all. Okay, so let's make a new JavaScript file. Const fetch equals require, and then we'll do isomorphic fetch, and then we're going to say fetch, which is a function, and we're going to say limitless bayou dash okay, let me go find the actual like app URL and then paste it. And I'm sure I get an application error right now. And then we're going to say meals. And then, okay, I need you. Aha. Okay. And then what I need from here is, okay. Oh, and then we have a dot then. Okay. So let me put our method, and then let's put our post, and then let's do our headers, and let's do our, and headers is an object. So we're gonna do headers. Okay, we're gonna say content dash type is application slash JSON. Okay, and then let's go with body. Oh. And then we're going to say JSON.stringify. We have an unexpected token. No, we don't. See, okay, so Quokka is amazing because, so these circles, or squares, tell me that it's actually running the code, and that the code is actually entirely running. It tells me if there's any problems, anything like that. It's honestly, like, I cannot speak horrendous, I can't speak bad about this at all. Okay, and then we're going to put name, we're going to put an empty string right here, and then we're going to say ingredients. And then we're going to put an empty right here. Okay. And then we're going to put a dot then. And then from here, let's grab this code. And we're going to modify it briefly. What did I grab? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to write an ES6 function in here. Unexpected token. Where is my unexpected token? Okay, response is not defined. Awesome. I love it. And I think in here we pass in response. So let's go with response. Okay, and then return. Currently we get a bad response, probably a 503. Service unavailable. Okay. I think we've got our, so, and then what we want to do is we want to return response.json, and then probably what we want to do is res.send response.json. We probably want to send a status in here somewhere. Dot status. And then we're going to say dot 200. I mean, this code doesn't run. And so that's the thing. This gray means code does not run. This red means that there's an error here because we're not getting anything from the, from the thing. Okay. So here is our client-side code. Okay, so let's go to our client.js, and we'll maximize this briefly. Okay. So my code is a mess. Sorry about that. Okay. Get meals from endpoint. Say let's const send meals to endpoint. And then what we want to do is we want to say meals. And then we're going to say data. And why does ESLint not like data? Okay, defined but never used. And then we're going to say data.name. And we're going to say meal. Data.name, and then we're going to say data.ingredients. And I think we've got a endpoint. I mean, and we know it works in as much as we can kind of test it. I kind of want to figure out, I kind of want to make this code a little bit more like blah, a little bit more workable, that sort of thing. But I think that's definitely going to be something that we're going to have to do. Okay. All right, I'm going to take a few minute break and we can plan our next attack. Thanks. Okay, I'm back. So you may ask why. You may ask why. Where am I? Why I'm using this in particular, rather than just like the meals in the thing. So if you let's go to this one, um, and I think we're in the right output. Yeah. Okay. So let's say we do this. Only absolute URLs are supported in this version. And the reason why, I'm not sure why that is, but that's kind of how it is. So it's kind of annoying, because I'm not actually sure if we can test it the way we ought to. Um, I mean, we can see that it works. You know, I know that it runs, which is kind of part of what testing is for. Um, and that's one of the reasons why, like this tool, using this tool where a test may not necessarily work. Like, this is why currently I've skipped this test and that test and that test, because currently, as much as I would like them to work, I don't think they do currently. Um, and as much as I think that it would be useful to like have them like tested, I think that being able to put them in Quokka and know that they work, at least, in as much as we're getting a response back from the server, is important. We're going to copy and paste them in Quokka and see if we can make them work, once I get my Heroku situation sorted. And I think my Heroku situation is one of those things where, like, I need to make sure that Heroku has my secret data. Because, so, let me kind of go through. One of the fascinating things that I was working on is this. We were having problems with this actually serving up the right thing, and the fix to that was requiring .env in config here rather than where I had it before. And since we're passing the database URL, it's like a thing. So I have to make sure that it has those environmental variables that are in my local.env saved in Heroku. And I think that's what I need to do. That, and I need to double check and make sure that that those are the right credentials, and et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, lots to do. But it looks like I'm right in here. Won't reject. Okay. I don't need to send cookies, receive cookies, etc. Okay. I feel like I'm a little bit more like on my feet now. And hopefully we're done with this. So let's actually work this. What I'm a little bit concerned about right now is, where is it? Okay, here. I'm a little bit concerned that I'm a little bit concerned that like this, let's go to my client. I'm a little bit concerned that this get meals from endpoint isn't necessarily going to give what we want in this response.json. I kind of feel like it may need some reworking, but I'm not necessarily completely certain about that. Okay, so let's commit this as a first instance of using fetch to get meals from the endpoint and to send a meal to the endpoint. And to send a meal. Great. Okay. So now let's figure out where in our code we needed to do this. Okay, and so we needed to get meals from user. Okay. And then we wanted to say where is it? What did I? It's send meal to endpoint. And then what we wanted to do is we want to say a dot then here. Wait, okay. And then we wanted to do these two things. Okay. Because it's a promisified thing. So that means that it's not going to okay. So we need to pass in okay, so I guess the biggest question I have, do I need to pass in data to add to anonymous function? I kind of don't think I do, but I might. And so that would mean that on the form, we re-render the thing. Okay, great. Plugged the two fetch endpoint functions back in. Back into the client-side code. Great. Awesome. Okay. So now I need to go troubleshoot some things and do some secret work. You can expect me streaming later. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Delia Codes, and you can find me on Twitter, Delia_codes. Thank you so much.